These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
I'm Christelle Bell with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. And now to a developing story out of the West Valley. Our ABC15 team learning from officials a 60-year-old man was found dead underneath his mobile home near 107th Avenue and Union Hills in Peoria. They say he was performing maintenance underneath the home and allegedly had a medical emergency. So right now we're working to find out the identity of that man. A major update to a story the ABC15 investigative team has been tracking for days. Just 1 week after we first told you about the violent arrest of a man in Phoenix, charges against Tyrone McAlpin have now been dropped. Our chief investigator, Dave Biscobing, broke this story involving McAlpin, who is deaf and suffers from cerebral palsy. He was repeatedly punched and tasered by two Phoenix police officers. That was back in August. That man was facing charges after officers said he assaulted them. And now here we are 1 week later, and Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell announcing her completed review into this case. She has decided to dismiss the charges against McAlpin. Our reporting making international headlines, and Dave Biscobing will continue following the developments every step of the way, including the internal investigation into the officers involved. ABC15 following up on the ongoing fight over land for the Apache tribe, and now dozens of other tribes and groups want to see the case for Oak Flat go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. The Apache people have been fighting back against proposed mining operations 70 miles east of Phoenix. On Oak Flat, they say it's sacred religious site. It is a sacred religious site, and the mining would eventually leave a 2-mile wide crater in its place. After years of legal challenges, the group Apache Stronghold has petitioned the U.S. Supreme Court to take up their case. They say it's to protect religious freedoms nationwide.
It's the oldest religion. It's our identity. It's our way of life. And that's going to be totally wiped out from the face of the earth, which means that it's going to affect every religious, groups in America.
So the U.S. Supreme Court has not yet made a decision on if they will take the case. Arizona continues to see more and more high-profile visits gearing up for the election. Today, former President Barack Obama in Tucson for a Get Out the Vote rally, campaigning for Vice President Harris. Then next week, former President Bill Clinton will be in Phoenix, followed by President Joe Biden. Second gentleman Doug Emhoff will also be in the state tomorrow. Donald Trump Jr. made several campaign stops around the East Valley on Thursday, and you can rely on ABC15 to continue to track these visits, and we'll let you know what we learn.
What may look just like a dirt lot right now will soon be Arizona's first ever Buc-ee's location.
Work has officially started for the highly anticipated Buc-ee's Travel Center in Goodyear. Construction is underway on Bullard Avenue. That's just south of I-10, and it's expected to open by the end of 2025. While the damage is devastating, Arizonans doing their part to help. 2 weeks ago, we introduced you to the small team of veterans from our state who saw the damage from Hurricane Helene and decided to do something about it. We followed Drew Franco, Adam Alexander, and Tevin Gupton to North Carolina and then down to Florida. They brought your donations and supplies along with them.
Once we were able to give all that stuff to the different places that were there, whether it was the synagogues, churches, or the outside Roses, the supply area, went to stores, loaded up the trailer again, and then went to go drop back off. So it was kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. The group tells us that they're so thankful for those who donated, and they're glad to have helped.
Tracking your forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sellens. Our first fall storm moving through, temperatures dropping, and tomorrow we're only going to be in the 70s. Waking up to the 50s early in the morning as well, with a low of 59 in Phoenix. We'll get up to 73 around noon, a beautiful day, but there is going to be a slight chance of maybe seeing a few isolated showers in the morning. Futurecast wants to keep much of that activity just on the fringes of the Phoenix metro area. It doesn't look like we'll see much, but we just can't rule it out completely. So a slight chance of an isolated shower early early on as the snow continues to fall throughout the morning up along the rim. Then it looks like the valley, we are going to be done. Low pressure is going to move out of here and high pressure is going to build in its place. So we've got another big warm up in your 7-day forecast. The weekend looks good, but by next week, the 90s are back. Let me walk you through it. 83 degrees in that Sunday forecast, 89 on Monday, and then mid to upper 90s next week. We could even break records by Thursday and Friday.